welcome back Ninja community and persons that might have watched my quality statement and disclaimer video. If you haven't seen that already, you should probably go and check that out. Now in this video, I'm going to be covering some ninja pranks or some ninja techniques that might be interpreted as ninja pranks. I'll also be covering a little bit about some ninja history, right? Particularly some history that is involved around the April Fool's Day, or the All Fool's Day as it was once originally called. Okay, so I will go over my quality statement and disclaimer real quick, which is mostly for liability, which is very important within one of the dimensions that I know. Okay, let's see, sometimes a ninja can simultaneously be in multiple dimensions at the same time, which is very difficult. Sometimes we switch into other dimensions. Okay, so bear with me real quick. The viewer understands my quality statement and disclaimer video. Additionally agrees that this video could be treated as is with ballistic protection, which in short means I don't have a seal on it. Therefore, I don't guarantee the techniques and or your application of the techniques. And if you're watching this video with the intention of using this content in committing a crime, that is additionally a crime. Actually, using my content in committing a crime is an additional crime. Okay. Also, in my quality statement disclaimer video, I have claimed my image, face, video, audio, and name as my intellectual property as well as my content. Okay. So, let's see. The history of before I get into the history of April Fool's or All Fool's Day, as it was originally called, I'll talk about some ninja history. Okay. Now, also in my quality statement disclaimer video, I don't claim to be a lawyer. However, I do know some ninja law. Okay, a little bit as an opinion. Okay, so now the ninja history of like why ninjas don't use their ninja magic all the time goes all the way back to when we would prank each other using ninja magic all the time. So something had to be done. So what we did was we went ahead and did something about it during a treaty. Okay. Now the treaty, we went ahead and took care of this issue because we were pranking each other a lot, especially using ninja magic. We took care of this treaty by being a neutral party between people who didn't use magic and people who were like wizards. And there were some ninja wizards, but I won't get into that in this video. Okay. Now, this treaty is about 300 years old, or at least 300 years old. Okay. Now, in this treaty, we agreed that we wouldn't be using ninja magic on taking money away from people. Okay. Would not use ninja magic on taking money away from people. Mostly because ninjas, sometimes our money is like novelty things, like places we've been, right? Countries we might have visited, like, let's see, like, it's really cool, like really cool things like that, right? Okay. And also, it just wasn't cool, man. It just wasn't cool. So, however, we reserved this for, we reserved the pranking, right, for All Fool's Day. We used an existing, holiday and built on it. Okay. Now see, I actually got pranked this April Fool's Day by another ninja. See, I don't doubt my perceptions. I sometimes might have to look at my conclusions again, but I don't doubt my perceptions. Okay. Now, one person, one ninja, it had to have been a ninja using ninja magic because they had ninja'd some money from my pocket and or hand just from me moving from my vehicle to purchasing items in a store. Okay. Which turned out to be no big deal because, of course, I still had enough money to get what I needed, and the amount was not really a significant large amount. Okay. However, sometimes, now I don't claim to be a lawyer, I might know a little bit about ninja law, but you might want to pay attention to like if a ninja is a federal ninja, right? And if his money comes directly from federal, kind of like someone's tax return, right? But a little bit more of a big deal, right? Regardless of how much plausible deniability might be there. See, I've actually been here. Where's the arches? It's not on this one. Well, anyways, this right here comes from the same place where this right here was issued by the same people who issued, let's see, what is it called? Soldier's pay. Like the exact same. Okay, so by taking this, it's just like taking money directly from the Department of Treasury. That's a big deal, right? That's a big deal. It's just as bad, at least in the dimension I'm from, just as bad as taking money from the Department of Treasury by trying to counterfeit, right? That's just as bad. In the dimension I'm from, if someone accidentally gets ninja'd while taking money from that, like, there's no big ninja deal about it, right? So, like, regardless of the amount, it's a big deal. And there are some people who watch for that sort of thing, and those people issue out punishment when someone takes money that's directly from the Department of Treasury, right? Regardless of how much plausible deniability might be on there, if you try to ninja a ninja's money, you might want to make sure that they're not that the money isn't from the Department of Treasury. Okay, because the Department of Treasury ninjas, like, they are not very forgiving. Not as forgiving as even a federal ninja, who could still ninja you for almost no reason whatsoever. Okay? Like, almost no reason whatsoever. Like, anyways, so, most ninja magic is mostly misdirection, right? Like, but the amount is very important of, like, the amount is just very important. Where is it? The misdirection, anyways, is, that's most of ninja magic. However, some ninjas are better at ninja magic when it comes to being utilized in combat. That is, of course, why I will be covering the feint technique, right? As some nerds out there might know how it's used in game mechanics, I will demonstrate for you how it's used in a ninja technique or melee combat situation. Okay, if you don't have that easily illustrated for you. Okay, so as you see, some people have pranked me also, like, throughout the years. Sometimes they've called the cops on me for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And of course, every single time, with the exception of one, which actually was official ninja business, and that is my term, which I have, that is my term. Okay. Let's see. With the exception of one ordeal, it's always been, oh, well, You're not doing anything wrong. Well, we'll just go about our way. Okay? See, sometimes ninjas might look suspicious, but sometimes they're on official ninja type of businesses, right? And see, if someone like tries to prank a ninja, right, even if it is something goofy, just simply, or just they look suspicious, right? I have no idea, like, it had to have been a prank, okay? Right? See, sometimes ninjas will use a phrase, looking for another ninja, that they might not recognize. If you don't use the phrase, they'll just continue about their merry way. Okay? If you follow a ninja around after he used the phrase, and the ninja is ignoring you because he's trying to be ninja, trying to play a prank on him by calling the police, is kind of immature and could be highly illegal. Okay? Regardless of how much plausible deniability might be surrounding the ninja, what you might have done could have been highly illegal. Not a lawyer. Don't claim to be a lawyer. Okay? So, and of course it had to have been a prank, or someone has, like, you know, lost some black scrolls somewhere, like when that whole bag of black scrolls got like wound up missing, like in like roughly 2015, I think, or somewhere around that time, like, or 2014, which really upset the ninja community. Really did. Made a lot of us nervous, because like we're like, oh, all of our names were on those scrolls. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so let's see. Oh, the feint technique, which I'll demonstrate. Right? The feint technique. Okay? The feint technique. Now, the feint technique is kind of like misdirection. Okay? It comes into play when one of my favorite feint is simply using the weapon by drawing it back and distracting my opponent by slapping them in the face. By drawing back, I have drawn my opponent's attention high and drawn my hand closer to my opponent, right? And slapping them in the face is my attack of opportunity, as they have fallen for the bluff of this overhead check, right? Or this overhead strike. So by simply drawing back, which I could have simply just also went that way or struck this way without provoking any attacks of opportunity myself. Now, it also can apply with a sai two-handed, right? So, as a sai, it's pretty much the same way. Okay, even from standing nearly flat-footed, right? Or even if the weapons were here, right? The drawing back could be done that way. You simply have to, as a ninja, you would simply want to draw this one first, allow them the opportunity to merely react to it, and from here would be a strike. Okay? So it would look kind of like this right here. Okay? So that is a ninja's feint using a two-handed weapon, or using two-weapon fighting, right? From a quick draw position. Okay, so there is the demonstration of utilizing a ninja's bluff in battle, right? Their misdirection. Okay. And of course, if you have like a sleight of hand, right? If you have a sleight of hand, it can even be done against your opponent's weapon by covering their weapon first, and allowing them the opportunity to draw their weapon. And as they drew their weapon, the rag pulled this way and come back, right? It would almost be like a step to the side if your opponent had their weapon and you covered your hand as a sleight of hand trick, right? Of course, it takes skill to do that. About where they would draw the weapon, pulling it out for a strike, you would place your hand there, and as the weapon was drawn, you could go to the side, move to the side, and let the strike follow, right? At which point the opponent might pull back, trying to resist this sort of sunder, right? In which case you could push as they had pulled the strike. Okay, so there was a few. Those were a few ninja things. All right. So if you've watched my video so far, feel free to hit like hard like a ninja, and subscribe to my channel to be alerted for when I do random videos on YouTube. And check me out on my Facebook under my artist name Mel-El, that's M-E-L-E-O. And I have an Instagram, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because you'll just have to be ninja and go figure that out yourself. Okay. Let's see. Comment on this video. Feel free to check out my other videos on YouTube. And share my video with people who are ninja, but not with people who ought to be ninja, because they might accidentally learn something. Before I let you go, though, I will talk a little bit about April Fool's or All Fool's Day. Okay, the actual history, at least from the dimension I'm from, the celebration was performed like well into prior to medieval times, in which the nobility would not refuse entertainers to come in and perform. You can also see some of the references in Shakespearean literature about some of the references to how important April Fool's Day was, or All Fool's Day was, in one of the plays that Shakespeare writes about, at least from the dimension I'm from. Okay. The celebration was that the entertainers, people could entertain in exchange for food or money, etc. Alright. And of course it was a time when the king would not tax people who were performing on that day. So also it was done that way because around that time things were scarce because it was between harvests, and you typically had to have some sort of money in order to survive. So the April Fool's or All Fool's Day, and of course it has evolved into people just simply doing goofy pranks. And the ninjas, like within the ninja community, like with ninja magic, like, see, with ninja magic, you get into ninja physics, okay? Because in that treaty between wizards and non-wizards, we sort of picked up some tricks from the wizards, right? And but ninja magic is a little bit different. Understanding ninja physics, like how this material object is less than 10% here. So when it comes to using ninja magic, it's mostly just ignoring less than 10% of what's there. Okay? So that's a little bit about ninja physics. You could check out some of my other videos. I think I cover it, but some things are so ninja that I leave it as unlisted. Okay, so you can share my video with people who are ninja, but not with people who ought to be ninja because they might accidentally learn something. So let's see. And of course, if you want to ask me a question, right, feel free to leave a comment below asking me a question. Let's see. Have I covered everything? Well, oh, as for my April Fool's prank, okay? My April Fool's prank, of course, is that I have claimed my intellectual property, face, video, audio, name, etc. So basically everyone who has tried to gyp me or do any industrial sabotage, as it's also could be treated as is with ballistic protection, carries some pretty steep things, at least from the dimension I'm from. And I don't even have to send them after you, okay? There are certain people that monitor this sort of thing. They are very ninja, okay? I might have certified one of them out there on their own equipment. Maybe. I don't know. Could be. Okay. So, anyways. That prank where someone got me, that's kind of a typical ninja prank on April Fool's Day, right? Which is no big deal as long as the person still gets their money back. Okay, that's part of the Ninja Treaty as it was over 300 years ago in an alternate dimension. So let's see. If you most definitely, if you like the video, please hit like. Okay, this is most definitely entertaining. As like, see, like if you like some of the people out there who has like interfered with ninja stuff, like, or even tried to attack the character of a ninja, it carries some pretty steep penalties, right? So you might want to make sure you're not interfering with some really important ninja things. Now, I'm retired now, mostly because I couldn't handle the stress of being active ninja. Like, it was just too much to handle. I was going through a lot of issues and like a lot of other stress, and I just decided I can't be active ninja anymore. I'll train another ninja. Like, so, you know, that ran into some issues because when I was trying to train a ninja, like several different people, they were just absolutely horrible ninjas. Like, they were. And I just kept trying, and some of them just didn't learn. So, like, I just kind of gave up on some of them. One of them even tried to steal money that's issued directly from, like, or this was when I was active duty, which actually carries a pretty steep penalty because this came directly, well, they had like both this type of money, and I could carry a certain amount back with me from overseas. So this came from the exact same people who issue out money to active duty soldiers. Okay, so that dude who was supposed to have been a ninja apprentice who stole money, he's going to go away for a very long time, regardless of what his issues was. Like, that's a big deal. Like, it really is. Anyways, I won't get into that because, like, anyways. So, until next time, my friends, stay ninja.